Welcome everyone. My name is Todd Wilson, and at this point, we're kind of 3-4 weeks into having a stay-at-home order. Most of us have kind of gotten into our new routines, if you can call it that. And with that, just what we're able to do is kind of limited to what's immediately around us. And who we're able to interact with is kind of limited to our immediate family or roommates or people in our household. And with that, something I bring up in a lot of my yoga classes is yoga is really the practice of focusing on what you're able to do and not giving all your attention and your energy to the things that you can't do or are unable to do, but to focus on what's right in front of you. And by doing that, we can kind of work towards bigger goals. But to realize that first we have to accomplish those smaller goals to get there, to do things in a step-by-step way. And to not overwhelm ourselves with the enormity of the task at hand and whatever it is what we want to do. Of course, hopefully we'll have medications and vaccines that will become available sooner rather than later, and we'll be able to return to some normalcy. But with that, it is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. We have to take the steps to get there. And, for all of us individually to, maintain our health, to keep up with, our yoga practice or our exercise or, just a routine of kind of, feeling like we're doing something other than just waiting this out. And, to really focus again on what we're able to do, to focus on what's available to us. And to remind you, you might use some blocks if you have those available to you today, or maybe stack some books up and, about the height of a block, higher or lower depending on what your need is. And you might have a strap if you have that available to you, or you can use an old towel. A new towel will work too, but a thinner towel is probably going to work better than a thicker towel. And you can use that as a strap, just kind of double it up. And you just might have those ready. A blanket is something you might have available, and have that ready to sit on or use as needed. So just know that you can use things that you won't find in a yoga studio necessarily, but you might have available in your house that will do the same job. So just start by sitting comfortably. Allow your hands to rest wherever is most comfortable for you. Breathing in and out through the nose, start to deepen the breath, and at the same time, slow the breath down. And with each breath in, breathe not only into the upper part of the chest, but take the breath deep down towards the belly and the pelvic floor. As the spine lengthens, the collarbones lift, expand the ribs both forward and back. Just as evenly with each exhale, drawing back in towards the heart center. A slight pause at the top and the bottom of each breath. And slightly restrict the back of the throat just enough to make a sound to gauge the evenness of the breath for Ujjayi breath or victory breath. Staying with this slow, steady, even breathing throughout your practice today. Bring the hands together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. And let's make the sound of Om 3 times. nose, with each Om going from A to O to in one smooth, fluid sound. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in. Gently press the thumbs against the sternum, and as you inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, bow to the heart. Release the hands, lift the head, open the eyes. And let's go ahead and come to child's pose, bringing the arms out in front and the seat back towards the heels. Make as much room between the knees as you like to allow room for the belly and to widen the hips. With the forehead coming down, just allow yourself to relax here for a few breaths. Keeping the forehead down, lift the elbows and come up onto your fingertips. And as if you had suction cups on the tips of the fingers, gently pull back with the hands, engaging the shoulder blades more on the back. Then pick up the forehead and the belly. Walk the hands towards the right side, keeping the left hip grounded. Take a few breaths over here. Walking the hands back to center and towards the left side, keeping the right hip grounded. Take a few breaths on the side. Walking the hands back to center, go ahead and come up to all fours. And then keep the hips over the knees. Walk the hands out in front and bring the forehead down for Anahatanasana, heart softening pose, or puppy dog pose. Keep the elbows lifted and press down with the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles, engaging the shoulder blades more on the back. If you want a deeper back bend, you might even bring the chin or the chest closer to the floor. Walking the hands back to all fours, or table pose with the wrists under the shoulders, the hips over the knees. Take a few breaths here. And with each inhale, breathing into the back of the ribs and the back of the waistline, expanding the back of the body. With each exhale, allow yourself to soften and relax. And just allow for the fullness of the breath. Then pulling back with the hands, lengthening the spine as you inhale. Bring the head up, the heart forward as the front of the pelvis comes down for cow. Pressing forward with the hands, lengthening the spine as you exhale around the back. For this first cat stretch, you can roll the spine forward and back a few times. On your next inhale, lengthening, coming back up to cow. And as you exhale, rounding back to cat. Go through a few more cat and cows on your own, connecting the breath with the movement while maintaining the length in the spine. And then after your next cat stretch, coming back to table, bring one shoulder, one hip closer together, the other shoulder, the other hip closer together, and just make some movement from side to side. And then just move in a way that feels good to you right now. You might do more side to side or cat-cow or make some circles, or just kind of following your body's intuition, moving in a way on all fours that feels good to loosen everything up. And then coming back to center, place the hands about a half a foot in front of the shoulders. Spread your fingers wide and line the crease, the bend of the wrist, parallel with the top of the mat. Tuck the toes with the feet hip-width apart and parallel with one another. Lift the knees, lift the hips, and press back to downward facing dog. You can walk the legs out some, bending one knee and the opposite knee. Then coming into a stillness in your down dog, take a few breaths here. And first, get the arms in the back in a line. You might start with your knees bent. And with each inhale, lengthening through the spine, lifting the hips. With each exhale, grounding through the hands and the feet, softening the heart towards the earth. If you do straighten the legs, just make sure you keep the arms in the back in a line. Then as you inhale, float forward to plank. Bring the shoulders over the wrists, the heels over the toes. Take a few breaths here, lifting the back of the neck towards the ceiling, lengthening from the top of the head through the heels. With a subtle tilt of the pelvis, the front of the pelvis lifting, tailbone reaching back, getting the legs and the back more in line. As you exhale, slowly lower to the earth. Bring the knees, the chest, and the chin down. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, and then come up onto the forearms for Sphinx. The elbows right under the shoulders, palms down flat. Pull back with the hands and the forearms. As you lift the heart, broaden the shoulders, and take a few breaths here, allowing the upper back to soften some. Then coming back down, bring your hands next to the ribs with the wrists right under the elbows. Lift and lengthen the right leg, place it back down. Lift and lengthen the left leg and place it back down. Keep the tops of the feet down, tone the calves, thighs, and tush. Peel the shoulders away from the floor. Pull back with the hands, lengthening the spine as you inhale. Gently rise up to cobra. As you exhale, come back down. Legs toned, peel the shoulders back. Pull back with the hands, lengthen as you inhale, rise up. Exhale, come back down. Again, legs toned, peel the shoulders back. Pull back with the hands, lengthening as you inhale, rise up. And this time, take a few breaths here. Keep the shoulders wide, the legs toned, and allow the lower back to soften some, distributing the weight through the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles. Bhujangasana Cobra. Then as you exhale, come back down. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, the thighs, and the hips. Keep the legs and the back in a line, and press all the way up to plank. Inhale to lengthen, and as you exhale, lift from the belly to press back to downward facing dog. Inhale to bring the right leg up to a three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, lift the hips and float the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right elbow or tricep, tap it if you can. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the left elbow, tap it if you're able to. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to chest, lift the hips, and as lightly as you can, step the foot between the hands. Bring the back knee down. Lift the heart, lift the ribs, and inhale the arms overhead. As you exhale, bend the elbows, lift the heart, and stick out the tongue for dragon breath. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up, hook your thumbs together, and gently pull the thumbs apart. Keep the shoulders plugged in as the heart lifts. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Pick up your back knee, and then inhale the right leg back to a three-legged dog. Keep the hips level with the earth. Rotate the right thigh in so your toes point towards the floor. Press through the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles to extend through the heel. As you lengthen through the spine, the top of the head towards the hands. As you exhale, bring the foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, lengthen as you inhale, rise up to cobra. Come back down, tuck the toes, press up, and exhale back to down dog. Inhale the left leg up to a three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest, lift the hips and float the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the left elbow or tricep, tap it if you can. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the right elbow, tap it if you're able to. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, knee to chest, lift the hips, and as lightly as you can, step the foot between the hands. Bring the back knee down. Lift the heart, lift the ribs, and inhale the arms overhead. As you exhale, bend the elbows, dragon breath. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale. Inhale, bring the arms up, then hook your thumbs the opposite way you did last time. Gently pull the thumbs apart, shoulders plugged in as the heart lifts. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Pick up the back knee. Then inhale the left leg back to a three-legged dog. Keep the hips level with the earth. Rotate your left thigh in, toes pointing towards the floor. Press through the fingers, thumbs, and knuckles to extend through the heel as you lengthen through the spine and the top of the head towards the hands. As you exhale, bring the foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, lengthening as you inhale, rise up to cobra. Come back down, tuck the toes, press up, and exhale back to down dog. Then inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower to the earth. And then interlace your fingers behind the back, straighten the arms, and peel the shoulders away from the floor. Lift the arms, lift the legs, and bring the feet together for Shalabhasana, locust pose. Then switch the way the fingers are laced, keeping the breath steady. Keep the legs and arms lifted, and release the hands next to the hips, palms facing down. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Extend the arms out on either side, a full breath in and a full breath out. Bring the arms out in front, a full breath in and a full breath out. Stack the hands, making a pillow. You can bring the forehead down or turn the head to one side. Toes together, heels falling away from each other, and relax. Coming back to center, bend the knees, reach back and grab a hold of the top of the feet, ankles, or shins. If you can grab both, do that. And you can always just grab one and do one at a time, either bringing the other arm and leg down or extending the other arm and leg. But if you do that, just make sure you do both sides for an equal amount of breath. Press the feet against the hands. As you pull back, peel the shoulders away from the floor. The thighs might lift. The inhale might rock you back slightly. The exhale forward, Dhanurasana, bow pose. If you can, keep a hold of the legs and roll to the left side. Do that. If you need to release the legs and then roll to the left side, you can do it that way. If it's a challenge to grab both, you might just grab the top foot with the top hand, but keep both shoulders and both arms back behind you. Coming back to center, make your way to the right side. And again, if you're going to grab one, grab the top foot with the top hand, keeping both shoulders, both arms back behind you. Coming back to center, stack your hands the opposite way you did last time. Bring the forehead down or turn your head the opposite way. Toes together, heels falling away from each other. And relax. Coming back to center, come up to all fours for table pose. The wrists under the shoulders, the hips over the knees. Inhale the right arm out in front and extend your left leg off the mat, back behind you. Keep the hips and shoulders level with the earth and take a couple of breaths here. As you exhale, bring the knee and the elbow in, round the back. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, bring the knee and the elbow in. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg. You might stay here, or you might bend your back knee and grab a hold of the top of the foot, ankle, or shin. Press the foot against the hand. As you pull back, keep the hips level with the earth, left shoulder strong as the left thigh lifts. And release. Bring the hand and the knee back down. Take a breath or two. Inhale the left arm out in front and extend your right leg off the mat, back behind you. Hips and shoulders level with the earth. Take a couple of breaths here. As you exhale, bring the knee and the elbow in, round the back. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, bring the knee and the elbow in. Inhale, extend the arm and the leg, staying here, or bending the back knee on the big toe edge. Grab a hold of the top of the foot, ankle, or shin. Press the foot against the hand as you pull back, keeping the hips level with the earth. Right shoulder strong as the right thigh lifts. And release. Bring the hand and the knee back down. Take a breath or two. Then inhale the right arm off to the side. As you exhale, thread the right under the left. Bend the left elbow and come up onto the left fingertips. As much as you're able to, bring the back of the head and the back of the shoulder to the mat. Keep the hips level with the earth. You might pick up your left knee, but keep the left foot and toes on the ground, hips level with the earth, and the option to bring the left arm up, possibly bringing the left hand to the right hip or grabbing the top of the right thigh. Keep your right shoulder strong as it supports your weight, lengthening through the spine, the breath steady. Bring the left arm back up and around. The left knee can come back down. Inhale the right arm off to the side, and exhale, bring the hand back to the mat. Inhale the left arm off to the side. Exhale, thread the left under the right, bend the right elbow, and come to the right fingertips. As much as you're able to, bring the back of the head and the back of the shoulder to the mat. hips level with the earth. You might pick up your right knee, but keep the right toes and foot on the ground. And the option to bring the right arm up, possibly bringing the right hand to the left hip or grabbing the top of the left thigh. Keep the left shoulder strong as it supports you, lengthening through the spine, the breath steady. Bring the right arm back up and around. The right knee can come back down. Inhale the left arm off to the side, and exhale, bring the hand back to the mat. And then come back to sitting on your heels. And you can use your knuckles and your fists to give the bottom of the feet and the toes a quick massage. And then coming up onto the knees, and feel free to double your mat or use a blanket under your knees for more padding. And you might have blocks or books stacked close by next to the calves of the shins, so they're easy to get to if you do want to use those. And then bring your hands around the waistline. And as if you were tightening a belt the opposite way, tighten your hands towards the sacrum. Use the hands to press down and ground the hips towards the knees. As you inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine, keeping the hips over the knees. As you exhale, start to tilt back. You might keep the tops of the feet down or tuck the toes if you prefer. Your hands can stay on the hips, or if you do want to go for your heels or blocks or books, one arm at a time, inhale, bring the arm up, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, reach back. If you can grab the heel, you might stay there. Or bring your hand to a block next to the calf of the shin, or back to the hip. Inhale to bring the other arm up, lengthening as you exhale, bring it back. And just make sure that you're not cramming your lower back, but you're still lifting the heart, lengthening the spine, and continuing the arc of the spine through the neck and the top of the head for Ustrasana, camel pose. Again, you might be here, and you might be here, but wherever you're at, lengthening through the spine. Then carefully, one hand at a time, bring the hands back to the hips and inhale to rise back up. And then bring your hands to the top of the mat. Tuck the toes and press back to downward facing dog. Then step your feet closer together. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step, walk, hop, jump, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale to come up halfway, fingertips to the floor, or hands to blocks. Get the legs in the back to straighten, and then heel and toe the feet just wider than the hips and parallel with one another. And then pulling back with the hands as you inhale, lengthen the spine, extending the heart forward. Keeping the spine long. As you exhale, fold, and feel free to bend the knees as much as you like. Inhale, a halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Let your neck, your head, and your shoulders relax. And you can grab opposite elbows as you gently sway a little from side to side. And then switch the way the arms are laced. And again, you can sway a little. Then release the arms. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the hips, fingers on the front, thumbs on the back. Ground the hips towards the heels as you inhale, lengthen through the spine, and rise all the way up to standing. And then step the feet, hip width apart and parallel with one another. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Grab a hold of the right wrist, the palm facing up. Grounding through the right foot as you exhale, extend towards the left side. Keep lengthening through the right side of the body, opening the heart towards the ceiling, the breath steady. Inhale, back to center, switch hands. Grounding through the left foot, exhale the arms to the right. Lengthening through the left side of the body, opening the heart towards the ceiling, the breath steady. Inhale, back to center, switch hands, and then step your right foot behind the left leg and over to the left side. Pick up the heel, and as you exhale, extend through the arms towards the left side. Inhale, back to center, switch hands, then step the left foot over to the right. Pick up the heel, and exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center, switch hands, exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center, switch hands, exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center, exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center, and exhale to the right. Inhale, back to center, feet hip-width apart and parallel with one another. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway. And again, fingertips to the floor or hands to blocks or your books. Get strong in the left leg and extend the right leg off the mat, back behind you. Keep the hips level with the earth as you inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, fold over that strong left leg for the standing splits. If you want to try some balance, you might bring the left hand to the back of the left heel, back of the ankle, or the back of the shin. Inhale, come up halfway, place the hands, bring the right foot back down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, a halfway lift, place the hands, get strong in the right leg. Then extend the left leg off the mat, back behind you. Hips level with the earth, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over that strong right leg for the standing splits. If you want to try some balance, you might bring the right hand to the back of the right heel, back of the ankle, or the back of the shin. Inhale, come up halfway, place the hands, bring the left foot back down. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, float the hands to the sky. And then with the feet hip-width apart and parallel, as you exhale, bend the knees and bring the fingertips towards the floor. Inhale, extend the arms out in front. Exhale, sink the seat. Inhale, bring the arms and the torso up a quarter of the way. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, another quarter of the way. Exhale, sink the seat. Inhale, another quarter of the way. Keep the seat low. Lift the heart, lift the ribs. And inhale the arms all the way up for Uttanasana, chair pose. And then keeping the knees bent, as you exhale, bring the arms back. Turn the palms to face down, lift the heels, and tip forward for drinking bird. Bring the heels down, inhale, sweep the arms back up for chair. Exhale, bring the arms back, lift the heels, tip forward, drinking bird. Bring the heels down, inhale, sweep the arms back up for chair. One more time, exhale, bring the arms back, lift the heels, tip forward, drinking bird. Bring the heels down, inhale, sweep the arms back up for chair. This time, bend the elbows, interlace the fingers behind the back of the head at the base of the skull. Bring the elbows in shoulder width apart. Press the head against the hands as you gently lift and lengthen the back of the head and the neck. Shoulders coming back as the heart lifts. Inhale the arms next to the ears. Exhale, sink the seat. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, float the hands to the sky. Then step the big toes closer together, heels just apart. And as you exhale, bend the knees and bring the fingertips towards the floor. Keep the seat low, and then sweep the arms wide, lift the heart, lift the ribs, and inhale the arms overhead. Keeping the knees bent, as you exhale, bring the right arm forward, left arm back, and twist towards the left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, twist to the right. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to chair. This time, as you exhale, bring the hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist towards the left side. Keep the hips and the knees even with one another. Spine long, seat low. Breath steady. You can keep the hands together, or the option to release the right hand towards the mat, left hand towards the ceiling. But keep the hips and the knees even, the spine long. Bring the hands back together. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Keep the hips and the knees even. Spine long, seat low. Breath steady. You might keep the hands together, or feel free to release the left hand towards the mat, right hand towards the ceiling. But keep the hips and the knees even, the spine long. Bring the hands back together. Inhale, back to center. Come back to standing. And then release the arms to the sides. Step the feet hip-width apart and parallel with one another. Spread the toes wide and spread the feet out with all four corners of the feet connected to the earth. The arches lifting. Rotate the thighs in. Root the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, allow the arms and the shoulders to relax. Close the eyes and just take a few breaths here into Tadasana, mountain pose. Just allow yourself to relax into this good posture. Good, then open the eyes and shifting weight to the left foot, bring the right heel just above the left ankle. Hands together in front of the heart, grounding through all four corners of the left foot, lifting the heart. You might stay here, or you might bring your foot to the calf, or you might grab the shin and bring the bottom of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Keep opening the right thigh behind you. The hands can stay at the heart, or keeping that heart center awareness, you might bring the arms overhead, possibly opening the arms, opening the fingers for Vriksasana, tree pose. And think like a tree here. So don't have to be like a statue, rigid and stiff, but like a tree in the wind. There might be some movement, just swaying a little from side to side, but coming back to your center. Bringing the hands back to the heart. Bring the foot back down. You can shake it out some. And then shift weight to the right foot. Bring the left heel just above the ankle. Hands together in front of the heart. Grounding through all four corners of the right foot, lifting the heart. You might stay here, or bring the foot to the calf, or to the inside of the thigh. Keep opening the left thigh behind you. The hands can stay at the heart, or keeping that heart center awareness, you might bring the arms overhead, possibly opening the arms, opening the fingers for Vriksasana, tree pose. And again, think like a tree, not like a statue. Allow for a little bit of movement, just coming back to your center. You don't have to be rigid and stiff, but be adaptable and strong. Bringing the hands back to the heart. Bring the foot back down. You can shake it out some. And then you might have your blocks ready out in front. There's a couple of options here. We're going to go first to eagle pose. So you might have one of your blocks starting off on the pinky toe edge of that left foot. If you need it in front, you can always just grab it and move it up. But shifting weight to the left foot, bring the right knee up. And then bring the right leg over to the left side. Bend the left knee, stack the thighs, and you might bring your foot to the block, or you might balance the foot to the outside of the calf. Or if you turn a little to the left, you might hook the toes around the calf and come back to center. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Keep that heart center awareness, and like an eagle in flight, extend the arms out on either side. And then bring the right elbow under the left. You might just grab the shoulders here or wrap the forearms, connecting the thumbs and the fingers or bringing the palms together. Center the hands more in front of the face. As you inhale, lift the elbows, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, sink the seat for Garudasana, Eagle Pose. Then if you can keep the eagle arms, do that. If you need to release, that's fine. As gracefully as you can, unwind the right leg. Extend the leg back behind you. Folding, stopping about halfway. And again, feel free to bring your hands to blocks here. Hips level with the earth. Back toes pointing down, heart extending forward. And focus on a point at least 3 or 4 feet, maybe further out in front. If you're still have the eagle arms, go ahead and release the arms out in front for a couple of breaths. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Slowly bending the front knee. As you exhale, float yourself back into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hook your thumbs together. Gently pull the thumbs apart, reaching through the back heel and the front knee, hips coming down evenly as the heart lifts. As you exhale, extend towards the left side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Then as you exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart. The back knee can come down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, twist towards the left side. You can always use the left hand on the thigh to help the right elbow come around. The hands can stay together or they might come back together. The back knee can stay down, or it has the option to lift for Parvrita, Parsvottanasana, revolve side angle pose. You might keep the hands together, or the option to release. The right hand, you can use a block here, or to the floor. The left hand towards the ceiling. Keep lengthening through the spine, the breath steady. Bring the hands back together. Carefully as you inhale, come back to center. Drop the back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Then windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. The front knee over the ankle. And the front heel lined up with the back heel or the back arch are in that range. Front knee and thigh in line with the middle toe. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, ground through both feet, stretching the hips evenly in both directions. Looking past the left, but make sure the left and the right arm are about even. As you inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, ground through the back foot, bend the front knee, and open to Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. And exhale, Vira 2. Flip the left palm up, right hand to the back thigh. Inhale the left arm overhead, rotate the heart and torso towards the front knee. And as you exhale, tilt back, reversing your warrior. Bend that left elbow. Bring the hand to the base of the skull, the back of the right hand to the outside of the left hip. You might stay here, or feel free to walk the hands closer together. You might even connect the fingers for the archer's bind. Keep the front knee bent, heart lifting, the breath steady. Inhale the arms back to Warrior 2, straighten the front leg. You might have a block ready on the pinky toe edge of the left calf. As you exhale, reach through the left fingers, right hand to the hip, find your block. Your choice on the setting of the block. You might use your shin or the floor, but don't put all your weight there. Keep the legs strong. And as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the whole torso to bring the right shoulder back. Right arm extending towards the ceiling. If you can keep the right shoulder stacked over the left, you might extend the arm next to the ear, palm facing down. So strong in the legs, you might even consider extending the left arm next to the ear, the palm facing up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. And bring the left hand back down, right hand back to the hip, bend the front knee, bring both hands to the top of the mat, pick up the back heel, and then as you inhale, extend the front left leg back to a three-legged dog. Stack the left hip over the right, bend the knee, and open a scorpion dog. Keep the right shoulder strong. You can stir the left foot and ankle. Option to stay here or take a break in child's pose. Or if you want to flip your dog, first float forward, shoulders over the wrists. Pivot to the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Left foot dropping behind you, left hand to the heart. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heart, possibly extending the left arm. Left hand back to the heart, back to the mat. Inhale the left leg back to a three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring the foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Bring the feet together and then roll to the left hand and the pinky toe edge of the left foot for Vashisthasana, side plank. There's always the option to come down to the forearm, if that's a lot on the wrist. And you might stack that right leg or step the right foot out in front. The right arm can extend towards the ceiling. You might extend the arm next to the ear, palm facing down, lifting the hips, with the option to lift the leg, the arm, and the hips together. Bring the leg back down, hand back to the hip. Very carefully come back to plank. Exhale. Lower either halfway, chaturanga, or all the way to the earth. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, lengthen as you inhale, rise up to cobra, or you might straighten the arms, lifting the hips, thighs, and knees for upward facing dog. Carefully stepping over the toes, or rolling over the toes, lift the hips and exhale back to down dog. Step the feet closer together. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Step, walk, hop, jump, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground through the feet, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, float the hands to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And take a couple of breaths here. Just coming back to your breath and back to your center. And then, again, you might have your blocks ready. You might have both blocks in front, or have one of your blocks on the pinky toe edge of the right foot. And bring the left knee up. Bring the left leg over to the right side. Bend the right knee. Stack the thighs. You might bring your foot to the block or to the outside of the calf. Or if you turn a little to the right, you might hook the toes around the calf and come back to center. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Keeping that heart center awareness like an eagle in flight, extend the arms out on either side. Then bring the left elbow under the right. Wrap the forearms, center the hands more in front of the face. Inhale, lift the elbows, lift the heart, lengthen the spine. And exhale, sink the seat. Garudasana, eagle pose. And again, you might just hold the shoulders here. If you can keep the eagle arms, feel free to do that, or you might release. As gracefully as you can, unwind that left leg, extending the leg back behind you, fold forward, stopping about halfway. Keep the hips level with the earth, back toes pointing down, heart extending forward, and focus on a point at least 3 or 4 feet maybe further out in front. And again, feel free to use blocks under the hands. And if you still have the eagle arms, go ahead and release the arms for a breath or two. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Slowly bending the front knee. As you exhale, float yourself back into a high crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hook your thumbs the opposite way you did last time. Gently pull the thumbs apart, reaching through the back heel and the front knee, hips coming down evenly as the heart lifts. As you exhale, extend towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart, the back knee can come down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, twist towards the right side. And again, the back knee can stay down, or it has the option to lift. You can keep the hands together, or you might release the left hand to a block or to the floor, the right hand towards the ceiling. Keep lengthening through the spine, the breath steady. And bring the hands back together carefully. As you inhale, come back to center, place the hands, drop the back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Then windmill the arms up for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. The front knee over the ankle, front heel lined up with the back heel or the back arch are in that range, and the front knee and thigh in a line with the middle toe. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, ground through both feet, stretching the hips evenly in both directions. Looking past the right, but make sure the left and the right arm are about even. As you inhale, straighten the front leg. Bring the arms overhead, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, ground through the back foot, bend the front knee, and open to Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring the arms overhead. And exhale, Vira 2. Flip the right palm up, left hand to the back thigh. Inhale the right arm overhead, rotate the heart and torso towards the front knee. And as you exhale, tilt back, reversing your warrior. Bend the right elbow, bring the hand to the base of the skull. Back of the left hand to the outside of the right hip. You might stay here, or feel free to walk the hands closer together, possibly connecting the fingers for the archer's bind. Keep the front knee bent, heart lifting, and the breath steady. Inhale the arms back to Warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. You might have a block ready on the pinky toe edge of the right calf. And as you exhale, reach through the right fingers, left hand to the hip. Find your block, your choice on the setting, or you might use your shin or the floor. But keep your legs strong. And as you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist the whole torso, bringing the left shoulder back. Left arm extending towards the ceiling. If you can, keep your left shoulder stacked over the right. You might extend the arm next to the ear, palm facing down. So strong in the legs, you might even extend the right arm next to the ear, the palm facing up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bring the right hand back down, left hand back to the hip. Bend the front knee, bring both hands to the top of the mat, pick up the back heel, and then inhale the right leg back to a three-legged dog. Stack the right hip over the left, bend the knee, and open to scorpion dog. Keep your left shoulder strong. You can stir the right foot and ankle. You might stay here or take a break in child's pose. Or the option to flip your dog. If you're going to do that, float forward, shoulders over the wrists. Pivot to the pinky toe edge of the left foot, right foot dropping behind you, right hand to the heart. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heart, possibly extending the right arm. Right hand back to the heart, back to the mat. Inhale the right leg back to a three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the foot to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Bring the feet closer together. And then roll to the right hand and the pinky toe edge the right foot for Vashisthasana, side plank. And again, you can always come to the forearm. You might stack the left leg or step the left foot out in front. Left arm extending towards the ceiling. You might extend the arm next to the ear, palm facing down, lifting the hips, with the option to lift the leg, the arm, and the hips together. Bring the leg back down, hand back to the hip, and very carefully come back to plank. Exhale, lower either halfway, Chaturanga, or all the way to the earth. Slide forward, drop the top of the feet, lengthen as you inhale, rise up to cobra, or upward facing dog. Carefully stepping over the toes, or rolling over the toes, lift the hips, and exhale back to down dog. Step the feet closer together. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, step, walk, hop, jump, or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, come up halfway, and then heel and toe the feet, just wider than the hips, and angle the toes out slightly. Heels in, bend the knees, and squat down for Malasana, garland pose. You can always sit on a block or stack some blocks here. You might roll up your mat under the heels or use a blanket. With the hands in front of the heart, if you're able to press the elbows against the thighs, press back as you lift the heart and lengthen the spine. Then bringing the hands down, carefully come back to sitting. And this is where you might use a strap or your blanket. And again, you might not need it, but just in case, you might have those ready. And we'll start by extending the left leg and bringing the bottom of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And then bring the, well first, just reach with the right hand. If you can touch the toes easily, you probably don't need a strap. If that's a bit of a challenge, then just bring a strap or a towel or whatever you're using around the bottom of the foot and hold that strap with the right hand. Left hand off to the left side. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. If you're not using a strap, you can bring that right arm overhead, aiming towards the toes. As you exhale, fold. If you can grab the left foot with the right hand, do it on the pinky toe edge. Use your left hand like a tripod to give you stability and to keep the shoulders level with the earth. And you can even press down with the left fingers to ground the right hip as you extend the heart towards the toes for Janu Sirsasana. Knee to nose, but think more heart to toes or chin to shin. Really focusing on the length through the spine. Then as you inhale, come back up and bring the right hand about a half a foot away from the hip, fingers pointing away from you. And then sweep the left arm next to the ear, palm facing down, lifting the hips, coming up onto the right knee and shin. Bottom of the left foot coming to the floor, opening the heart towards the ceiling for stargazing. Bringing the hips back down, go ahead and extend the right leg and bring the bottom of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And again, you might use a strap here. The strap around the right foot, holding it with the left hand this time. Right hand off to the right side. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. If you're not using a strap, you can bring that left arm overhead. Aiming towards the toes. As you exhale, fold. If you can grab the foot with the left hand, grab it on the pinky toe edge. Use your right hand like a tripod to give you stability and keep the shoulders level with the earth. You can even press down with the right fingers, grounding the left hip as you extend the heart towards the toes for Janu Sirsasana, knee to nose. But again, think heart to toes or chin to shin, really focusing on the link through the spine. As you inhale, come back up and bring the left hand about a half a foot away from the hip, fingers pointing away from you. Sweep the right arm next to the ear, palm facing down, lifting the hips, coming up onto the left knee and shin. Bottom of the right foot coming to the floor, opening the heart towards the ceiling for stargaze. Bringing the hips back down. Go ahead and bring your legs out in front. And then go ahead and come onto your back. And bend the knees. You can bring the heels in close to the seat. The elbows next to the ribs, fingers pointing towards the ceiling. Walk your shoulders in closer together. Press down with the feet, the elbows, and the shoulders, lifting the hips. Coming up to Setu Bandha, Sarvangasana, bridge pose. You might stay here, fingers pointing up, or bring the palms down flat. You might even walk your hands and shoulders closer together, possibly interlacing the fingers. Keep pressing down with the arms and the shoulders to lift the hips, and press down with the feet to extend the heart back behind you. And then bringing the hips back down. There is an option here if you want to go into a deeper back bend, or you can do bridge again. So I'm just going to go through this really quickly. If you want to do Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow, bring the hands under the shoulders, the fingers pointing towards the feet. More importantly, you want your wrists right under the elbows. And then lifting the hips, you might, again, just go to bridge. From here, if you come to the top of the head first, what happens a lot of the time, fingers go in, elbows go out, toes go wide. So this gives you a chance to readjust and bring the elbows over the wrists about shoulder width apart, the feet parallel. This is a deep back bend already. You might stay here, or straightening the arms, lifting the hips. You might come up to Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. Just make sure you're not cramming the lower back. If that's happening, walk the feet out away from you. If you do want a deeper back bend, you might lift the heels, walk the feet in, and then bring the heels back down. But work on getting your shoulders more over the wrists. So you might even rock the heart back behind you with each exhale to, again, get the shoulders more over the wrists, not cram the lower back. When you're ready to come back down, walk the feet out, tuck the chin into the chest, and come back onto the shoulders, not the top of the head. So be careful with the neck. And if you're in bridge, you can go ahead and come back down. And then bring your knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, and give yourself a good hug as you gently rock a little from side to side. Then keep the right knee bent and extend the left leg straight out on the mat. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and extend the right arm straight off to the side. Then as you exhale, roll the right hip over the left. Adjust the torso to keep your right shoulder close to the floor. If you want a little bit more and you're able to grab the pinky toe edge of that right foot with the left hand, feel free to do that and extend the leg to the side. And if you're that far, you might even bend the left knee and grab the top of the left foot with the right hand. And wherever you're at with the neck and the back in a line, the option to turn and look past the right shoulder. Bring the head back to center. Then release the left foot if you have it. And as you inhale, bring the legs back to center. Extend the right leg out on the mat. Bring the left knee in towards the chest. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left arm off to the side. As you exhale, roll the left hip over the right. Then Adjust your torso so the left shoulder stays close to the floor. You might stay here, or if you want to grab the pinky toe edge of the left foot, the right hand, and extend that left leg to the right side, feel free. If you're that far, you might even bend that right knee, grab a hold of the top of the foot with the left hand, and wherever you're at with the neck and the back in a line, you might turn to look past the left shoulder. Bring the head back to center. If you have the right foot, release. Then as you inhale, bring the legs back to center. Then reach between the knees, grab a hold of the bottom of the feet around the outside edges. Bring the feet more over the knees. Pull down on the feet as you press the feet against the hands for happy baby, and feel free to rock a little from side to side. Then I'll leave you in Shavasana, so feel free to get a blanket or put warmer clothes on. Extend the legs straight out. Bring the legs just apart, arms just away from the body, the palms facing up. Make sure your neck and your lower back are comfy. And